Tina here, once again. Glad you came back for part 2. Now, let's hope they know how to end the show properly this time.
So I will say this, I have never met Movie Nerd in person, but he's always on live, right?
Sure.
And when you have people like that influence you in a way that I wouldn't thought, like, because I'm like, I'm always going to collect movies,
Sure.
And then sometimes you just go, no. Like I said, I did the whole thing where I didn't even watch. I watched old movies over and over and over instead of watching new movies. Every now and then I'd occasionally watch some new movies, right? I worked at the movies at the time, and then, there's movies I want to see, but I'd go back to my comfort movies, right?
Of course.
It's the same with like physical media to me. I'm like, well, I have all these already. I don't need to, but it's a guy like that. So I'll give you an example. I was at Walmart. I'm like, damn, I don't want to buy these movies because I haven't seen them. And I'm like, I just don't want to waste some money, but I'm like, you know what? Movie Nerd just posted the other day where he's like, I'm picking this up, and he hadn't even seen them.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up The Substance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know why. Obviously, part of it's because of him, because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot. But I heard so many good things about this. I didn't hear not one bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the ultimate factor about buying the movie.
Sure.
I haven't watched it yet. It's still in the package, but I'm going to watch it.
But it's a gamble. It's a gamble, for sure.
And I get it. Like, I get it if you're, if that's your love, and you just, you don't care. Like, if you have it there, it could be a certain situation where you have people over and your family says, oh, I want to watch The Substance. And even though you didn't like it, you still have it in your collection. So I get that. I totally understand that.
You're the movie store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
or somebody wants to borrow it. Let's just say,
yep.
That's one thing I like about physical media, because I know they're starting to take away like some of the seasons of Simpsons. I think certain episodes you can't watch on stream no more.
No.
But if they're on physical media, obviously they're there.
Yep.
So, or, the gaming thing too. It's the same thing with that. Like,
oh, it's terrible.
It's turning into a shit show.
It is.
So
I got so mad about that Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, I mean, I have mine sitting up there because it's like that's all it is now. Is just decor.
It's decor. Yeah.
You can't do shit with
it.
No.
And that's disgusting because that was a fucking fun game.
It was.
That was a really fun game, and it was great because Harry went in and made all new music for that game.
Yep.
But see, that's exactly
so much work went into it.
That's exactly why it's pretty fucking amazing to collect the media like that. I mean, obviously you can't, can't do that, nothing with that anymore. But I mean, like The Simpsons, what we're talking about, or some other, where they change everything, and you're like, what the fuck are they doing? Not hell no, I got the original.
Well, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, we have the original shit, so it's okay.
Yeah,
yeah, but it's cool. Like where we talk about your 5 movies and whatnot.
Yeah,
and you get to hear. When you hear people talk that own physical media, you hear about all these movies and you're like, wait, I haven't seen that one. And you really, really want to watch them now because your other friends that collect physical media are like super hyped on it, and you see them excited. And then the best part is seeing how excited they are to know that you haven't seen the fucking movie or the show. And they're like, as soon as you're done, come fucking tell me. Tell me what you think.
Because now we can geek out together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if you didn't like it, we could debate about it. And it's
exactly.
It's fun. It's part of the fun of all of this.
I love it because then it just like, because you could talk about the shit for hours and hours and hours.
That's why we're literally doing this.
Yeah.
Just because of our love of film.
Yes.
That's the basis of our whole show is like, it's film.
What's crazy too is like, I don't know. I admire some of the people that really get in depth into the movie too, because they can look at it from a view that I totally wouldn't even think about looking at it.
He and I would do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I didn't see it like you're describing it. I'm like, I didn't even think of it like that. And then it puts a whole different perspective on the movie that you're like, oh fuck, I got to go back and watch that again and have that thought in my mind. You know what I mean?
It's pretty crazy when you can convince someone to do a 180 on something.
Yeah.
Myself included, I love going back and being like, damn, never thought of it like that. And now this movie's fucking genius. You know what I mean?
Or this blows my mind too. When you go back and watch the commentary and go, oh, I didn't fucking know that. Like
things that they hid here and there.
And then the stories that they're telling. So like,
love that shit.
Remember the Titans. Okay. I watched that. And in the movie, he didn't play what's his name? The one that got hurt in the movie.
I know who you're talking about.
The one that plays Opie and Sons.
Yes.
So in real life, he plays
Ryan Hurst.
Ryan Hurst, yeah.
Yeah.
In real life, he played in the last game, but in the movie, he didn't.
No kidding.
Which is weird to me because in the commentary, like, why would they do that for a movie if that's not what really happened?
Yeah.
It just trips me out to hear like why they did what and like just things they changed. I'm like,
A creative liberty.
yeah. I'm like, well, no, I would have left it to where he played in the last game because now, like, you think in real life that he didn't play.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like,
especially when you throw that moniker on a movie based on a true story, and
yes,
you know,
and that's always like,
you're asking someone to buy everything that you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's why, like,
It's fucking very true.
I try to, if I get a based on true, I always try to watch it in commentary.
Oh,
You
dude.
know, just because to hear, like, okay, this didn't happen, but why'd you put this in there? You know, like Perfect Storm. I'll give you an example. Right, I watched that.
Oh, fucking great movie.
They obviously don't know what happened to all these guys. I mean, what actually happened? Yeah, they drowned, right?
The only witnesses are dead.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
So that's how they just kind of came up with like certain scenarios. Okay, the captain is gonna go down with the ship. Yeah, get that. But then, you know, they come up with all these different ideas of how they could have died.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's how they decided to do the ending like that. You know, like,
Yep.
and you know, you hear Mark Wahlberg actually lived above the bar while he was shooting the movie. Don't know if you guys know that.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
So the Crow's Nest in Massachusetts, he actually lived where the character played. So he lived there the whole time they shot the movie.
No way. Wow.
Pretty cool.
So stuff like that you get to
See,
hear.
I love that shit.
Me too.
God, I love that.
Again, that's our film school.
Yes.
That's where you learn the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I won't name the script, but I wrote a script based on the making of a certain film.
Gummo too.
Yeah. It was. I wasn't going to say
I
it.
thought Gummer?
Now I'm going to
Gummer.
It's Gummier.
Oh, Gummier.
Yeah, Gummo 2, Gummier. The movie is infamous enough that very few people involved have come forward with stories, and many of the names in the credits are pseudonyms.
Huh.
But based on commentaries and books and a few other things, I was able to write the story of the making of this incredible movie. And I sent it to Brad and got his take on it. And again, like you said, with Perfect Storm, when there's no witnesses, there's no people to corroborate these stories, there's nobody who's going to come forward and say this or that, especially in Perfect Storm because they all passed away. You have to take those creative liberties and you have to try and tell the best story as closely hewn to what information you do have as possible.
Yeah.
And to me, that script is still, to me, a huge gamble. I don't know what'll happen with it, but I'd like to think I did those people proud.
You definitely did.
So, you know, it's one of those deals where I'm curious to see what will become of that, if anything.
It's definitely one of my favorite scripts you've ever written.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No.
I'm curious to see.
And here's the thing, I do revisit the script because I have it printed up hard copy,
Mm-hmm.
and I read it like because the movie is like close to me, and it's so weird when you like after when this is over, we'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
But it's like when you hear what it is, and to know that it's important to me, that movie, it's like you're fucking weird, but it is very important to me, you know. And even the way this whole story came out, and hopefully one day we'll be able to really just throw the cards on the table and just tell the whole story of everything.
Yeah, because it was a journey.
It was. It really, really was. And it was when we were both in weird places in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what makes it probably like even more?
Yes. For me, yes.
Strangely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It
And,
definitely does.
When he told me certain elements about what it meant to him, I was like, oh shit. I was like, maybe I should rewrite it. You know, because I was worried because I'm like, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that he had seen the particular movie in question, and I was like, he'll dig this, you know. But when you read it and was like, I'm going to tell you something. This is a movie that means a lot to me. And I was like, you know, now I'm like, oh boy. And I was almost, because like I said, most of the people involved in the actual film aren't with us anymore. And so it's not like I'm going to get their opinion.
And the entire movie is shrouded in mystery.
Very much so.
Which is like right up my alley.
Yeah, and that adds a whole other layer of how do we do this to where it's not tarnishing, but it's paying homage.
Yes.
And also entertaining, because there are certain people that are alive that you don't want to get upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like trying to be, cryptic about the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
But, after, like, we'll tell you. But.
Well, we've talked about this before, but like, when a movie or something affects you like that and it sticks with you, like, when I go to these grave sites and, some of them are based on movies of actual people.
Sure.
Like, I think we were talking about last time the Von Erichsen from Iron Claw.
Yes.
Now, that's one where, I've been to a few grave sites and I'm just like, I usually stay there for a little bit and then I'll leave, show respect. But there's times I get to sites and I'm like there for a minute because it's like the story behind it, or just the movie I watched, the bio, whatever it was, it like overcomes you, and
Sure.
you're kind of like,
you're in the presence of something.
yeah, and you're like,
really
holy
weighs
cow,
on-
like,
Yeah.
And then there's movies where you're just like, oh, that fucking movie, I will never forget this movie, and I will never, like, I'll always recommend it to somebody because, like, Iron Claw, even though they don't like wrestling, man, you gotta watch. Like,
Oh, no, I want to see the movie.
Yeah,
I
doesn't
want
matter.
to see this movie.
it's one of the movies where I was like, I was bawling, man. I was like, geez, like, I think we were talking about it. I was crying out in the damn parking lot,
And I
like,
love that because I do the same thing.
and it's
Yeah.
like, and for me, it hits home because, like, I don't grieve. I grieve a lot different, like everybody grieves their own different way.
Very much.
It's, I remember when my dad passed away, I cried a little bit, but it wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. It wasn't, it's not that I wasn't sad. It was just like, I just didn't know
Well,
how.
can I ask you a question?
You don't know
'Cause-
how it's
'cause
going to
I've
slap you.
I've kind of dealt with that too. Did you feel guilt for the way you grieved?
Yes.
So did I.
So there's a lot to that. When I graduated, my dad, he met me and I ended up moving with him. And I think we talked about
We
this
did talk about that.
But
yeah.
like, I think since I didn't know him as well as I wanted to, I thought I would be way more sad than what I was. But then this is what happens. So I kind of hold it inside of me. And then when I see a movie like the fucking Iron Claw, that shit just
It
floods.
triggers. Yeah.
It's a trigger. It floods. And anytime it's like I'll say a Lone Survivor or Into the Wild. That's another one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, that movie got me.
That's heavy.
Mhm.
Movies like that, or even like that movie didn't make me cry, but Peanut Butter Falcon, I fucking love that movie.
Mhm.
It's such a good movie, and anybody who doesn't like that movie, I cannot see how.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, there hasn't been one person I haven't met that said that they didn't like that movie.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's on one of my all-time favorites because it's a feel-good fucking movie that just makes you want to be a better person.
Oh, I
right.
love
You know
that.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like movies like that. I just love movies like that. And I think that's why the based on true story, it just gets me because maybe not all of it's true, but like kind of figure out like, or do some investigating and find out like what actually really happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like then there's some movies where you're just like, holy cow, this actually freaking happened, like the Wonderland murders,
Mhm.
rest in
Yeah.
peace, Val Kilmer.
Mhm.
Wonderland. Did you guys ever see that movie?
Yeah, we talked about it
Absolutely.
the other night, actually. That was a movie I wasn't familiar with the case at all. Hadn't really been entrenched in.
You were just caught up in John Holmes' cock, right?
That was it.
Okay.
28th day.
Wonderland.
Okay. Wonderland, I was not familiar with the case. Wasn't really into true crime yet. That was a movie I watched and it really fucked me up. Like the massacre.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ. It was just fucked up, right? The DVD, I was fucking with it just to kind of, like you said, you want to learn more. Like, I just wanted to learn more.
You didn't know that was on there?
No. I didn't know anything about the movie. I just knew that what I watched was disturbing.
Yeah.
The DVD has the actual LAPD footage walking through the crime scene
No way.
with the bodies still there.
Oh, that's wild that they put that in there.
I know.
And they show everything.
Yes.
because I've seen the documentary where they show like clips and they don't show the whole thing, but
No,
you're like, oh, what the fuck?
This is walking in from the porch and going through each room. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. This fucking happened?
Yeah.
And it just added a whole new level of, you know, because it was like, Jesus Christ, the movie shook me to begin with.
Yeah.
But it was like, once I saw that footage, because I thought it was just like a gimmick they put on the DVD. And I thought it was going to be like the cast footage.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've done that with like Scream. Scream 3, if you got the Scream box set on DVD, there was a bonus disc that came with fake trailers from Sunrise Studios.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought it was like a DVD gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately I was like, holy shit, this is actual gruesome
So it's
crime scene.
It's on the DVD only, not the Blu-ray?
I don't know about the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because I own the Blu-ray.
Do you?
I haven't investigated to see
I
if
still think it is.
If it's the same Lions, I think it's Lionsgate that put it out.
Yeah.
You should have it.
That's a movie where only Lionsgate would put it out.
I'm telling you.
absolutely.
And that was during Lionsgate. Hey,
Have you ever been to the house?
So that's I was just getting ready to say that. I've been wanting to go. It's the apartment complex down in Hollywood. I haven't been to yet, but that would probably hit me pretty hard too, as far as like, holy cow, because you know what, I think we talked about this on the episode that didn't air, but the Columbine, that's one that affected me.
Fuck yeah.
So
Absolutely.
just going there to the memorial is
I don't even know how I'd feel.
Yeah.
It would just
it's
heavy.
It's so like, I don't even know how to, there's no words to describe it. It's so it's so
Somber.
sad. It's so horrific, because that was like the first big school shooting that, you know what I mean? That
Yes.
like I was like, oh, what the heck?
Well, I think it shocked the world.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. It was infamous.
And you know, I posted it on TikTok and it got I think 1.5 million views. And
Yeah. I remember you showing it to me and it
And
was
then,
something else, man.
I think a girl that went to school that same year that was at that was commented on it too. And she was like, she's, I knew some of them, and like,
It's heavy.
for sure. And then there's certain graves I've been to, and I'm like I feel like, you know, hanging out here a little bit. I don't know. It's weird because I don't know them, but at the same time, it's kind of like you do kind of know them, sort of.
You definitely do, because you've
You know?
welcomed them into your life.
Yes.
And they're a part of your life. They're a part of your childhood.
And you let
know?
their art move you.
Exactly. They make you feel a certain way. That's why we surround ourselves with all this shit,
Yeah.
because of how it makes us feel.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when you do go to their graves, like I know one that really got to me that I did spend some time at his grave was Darren McGavin, because I'm a huge Christmas Story fan.
Yeah.
And I felt like he's like America's dad,
He really was.
you know? And
Yeah.
it's like being there at his grave, it was just like, it was surreal, because I never got to meet him, but it's just like there was everything about him encompasses Christmas for me. His voice, his mannerisms, like everything. It's like when I hear his voice, it's Christmas,
Yes.
you know, and it's crazy. And then I got to hear something from my friend Richard. You know, he worked with him.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, he was amazing. Everything you would want him to be, that's who he was. And that made me feel so good,
It does.
you know, because it's
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, because that's what you want. You always want them to live up to
the
your
hype.
own
Yeah.
expectations.
Yes.
You know, they can't all be John Cusack, you know.
Correct.
Hey,
Because
it's
that's asking pretty high fidelity. Sorry.
but it's like it's hard because there's a lot of stuff I want to do. Like I want to go to some of these places, like in the true crime stuff. 'Cause,
I know.
you know but at the same time, it's kind of like, man, some fucked up shit has happened, and it's like I don't know. You know, people with the argument with the whole Monster series. You know, like.
Mhm.
Oh, the Menendez thing? Oh, Dahmer.
You know, like people are like, why are you guys rehashing all this stuff? You know, and I get it, it's part of history, it's part of, but you know, people will get pissed off, you know, and then they're like, why don't you just respect the family members? And you're like,
I know.
But you know what, though? We are.
yeah, it's not like
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
We're not glorifying it. It's a
No.
morbid curiosity.
It is.
It's a part of our life, too, even though we weren't impacted by it.
I always say this. I go, well, why aren't you guys getting mad at these chicks that like fall in love with these damn?
Exactly.
Those are the weirdos.
I go,
Yeah.
you saying that, and then you're not gonna get mad at the chick that marries the psycho that's in jail. That's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Or, you know, and then they talk about, well, I'd rather have the bear in the woods. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
No, I don't get it. Because we've talked on an episode we recorded recently where I like to call myself, I don't call myself a true crime fan. I call myself a true crime student.
Mhm.
Because I'm fascinated by the psychology behind people who do these horrendous things. I'm fascinated by the techniques used to catch them.
Yeah.
All of it. And yes, there's of course morbid curiosity, because some of the things that happen in true crime are unthinkable. What we can do to each other or to children or the elderly. Some of the most horrific stories are the ones that impact you because it could be your kid. It could be you. It could be your wife. It could be your mom. It doesn't matter. I think you and I have talked before how as unnerving and as disturbing as it can get, it sort of hones a radar where you're like, I know to look for certain signs now.
Well,
I know to...
You're educated.
And you keep your brood closer, because the ones that usually I listen to true crime like at work while I'm working or something, like a podcast. And the ones that really break my heart are the ones where, all right, Mom, I'm going to school. Bus stop is like 3 doors down, and they're never seen again.
Yeah.
And it's something as simple as that I'm like, oh, you know, my heart just fucking drops, because, and there was one case, I forget who it was, but it was literally a neighbor. Like they had search parties. Everyone's out looking for the girl. Her body's next door. And it just,
But wasn't he even helping look for her?
yeah, I think so.
Or it's just like the people that watch the MMA, like Cain Velasquez thing going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
The judge was like crying when he gave him the sentence, and good for Cain because he got like the minimum sentence. He gave him the minimum sentence, which he'll be out, I guess, in January. But it's kind of like, what the fuck is going to happen to the fucking piece of shit that molested his son?
I know.
You know, like, is he going to, like, he should be in jail forever.
I know.
And then the worst part on that is they protect these fools in jail.
Oh, it's so gross.
Instead of like throw him in with Gen Pop and get what he got.
Let him get what they deserve.
You know, they don't like, is he going to go to trial for that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, Cain, I would have thought like, well, I don't ever want to imagine myself in that situation, but
no,
you know, he had the tools to beat the fucking inch of his life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which he should have just done. And he probably would have done time served. He would have been fine.
Probably. You're probably right.
But all the driving reckless and, you know, endangering other people with shooting the gun or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, he obviously he wasn't in his right mind because he just wanted to fucking kill that fool. You know, which I completely understand.
Same.
You don't know how you're going to feel. But like, I wish he would have just got a hold of that fool and just beat him with an inch of his life.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because that's what he needs. That's these fools will never learn.
Oh no,
they will never learn. And guess what?
And they like the hype.
If you get beat the fuck to the inch of your life, maybe that'll fix you. But guess what?
Yeah.
Then you spend the rest of your life in jail.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you keep getting a slap on the wrist, you think you're invincible, you're going to keep doing it. And you're going to get worse at it.
And we're in California. They're fucking so lenient on that bullshit, you know?
Oh,
like,
gross.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like these fools are out in and out with, I'm like, how the fuck can you let somebody out knowing they did what they did and you have all the evidence, but you let the motherfucker out?
Exactly.
It's one of those
it's
deals.
Disgusting.
They try to hide behind this thing where certain crimes like that, there's a low recidivism rate. Something like, I forget the...
Are you serious?
It's something like that where they basically say the repeat actions don't happen enough to warrant the longer thing. And I'm like, you do it once, you're done.
Absolutely.
You've crossed every line.
It's, castrate your
absolute piece
You're done.
of shit. You know,
you're done.
So I mean,
Castration
there shouldn't be a recidivism rate because
not at all. No, not at all.
You fucked up. You fucked up bad.
This would be my thing. If it was up to me, you get thrown in Gen Pop and Gen Pop would kill you. And, and guess what? I guarantee you there'd be a drop off of motherfuckers doing it because
there would.
They would be well, I'm safe. I'm segregated and safe in prison.
Oh, I know.
If that person knew, like, oh shit, I'm going to go and fucking Gen Pop and get fucking slashed and stabbed 100 times.
They would
Guess
not
what?
do it.
They would not fucking do it.
Nope.
You know,
they would not.
And that's what they need to fucking do.
That's exactly what they need to do.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or I would do this is another thing. You ever seen fucking Ice-T surviving the game?
Oh God, yeah.
Long time ago. Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
would do. The fucking same
Yeah.
thing. Hunt
Go
the
hunt those
motherfucker.
motherfuckers. And,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just sad that shit happens, and
Mhm.
you know, like that's not when you talk about this kind of stuff in the true crime. I hate hearing that kind of. I like sometimes I can't even listen to it. 'Cause
No.
it's so fucking.
You know what? It's crazy. I'm the same way with
I
you.
have to turn it off.
It's hard
I'm
for
like,
me
this
to.
is
Yeah.
There was
so horrible.
There
you know?
was one episode I sent you
Yeah.
that you texted me back and was like, I had to bail.
I did.
And I was like, you know what? That's why I sent it to you, because I'm like, I've heard from everybody that this is the toughest one to listen to. And I remember when I listened to it, I was at work and, you know, I had a hand on the mouse, one on the keyboard, and I'll never forget the one on the mouse. I noticed my hands were shaking listening to the content of that one. And it was like, I just remember thinking to myself, I need a break from this. I really do, because this is fucking me up, you know? And yeah, when you told me you couldn't make it through it, I was like, 100% understand, because it's just so beyond the pale.
Like it literally makes me want to never let my kids leave the house.
It does,
for sure.
sadly.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And
a sad
why,
thing.
That's why, like, you know, they have those on their phones. You know, you can see where your kids are.
Oh,
going
yeah.
at.
Trackers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trackers or whatever.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
Fuck, dude. Like when it comes to true crime, I try to stay away from that kind of shit because it makes me go like, I wish I was in a room with that fucking guy. So
Yes.
I could fucking
It'll draw your
beat
eye.
the shit out of this guy. So I try to steer clear from that shit. Like, you know what shit trips me the fuck out is like, so I came across this video the other day where this lady, right, and her husband they were at home and they hear this noise in the attic and it's, you know, and they're like, what the fuck? You know, every day they're hearing this fucking rattling around and they're like, oh, it's raccoons or rats or whatever. I don't think they had anybody come out and look, but it stopped for a while and they're like, oh, they're gone or whatever. And then all of a sudden it started again. And then the wife was home and she's just like, I need to fucking go up to the attic and see what the fuck's going on. So she goes up there and she's too scared to go all the way up there. So what she does is sticks her arm up there and takes a picture. And then when she brings it back down and looks at it, it's fucking somebody looking at her.
Jesus.
And
Christ.
hey, the picture is fucking wild. It's giving me goosies right now because the way the guy looked, bro, like I would have shat myself right there. So I guess she ran out of the house and called the cops, and this dude was living up there and was coming down like in the corner that you could see like a pile of her husband's clothes. So he was like coming down, using the bathroom, fucking getting food while they were gone, and then just being up there.
It's so bad.
And I'm like
so creeped out right now.
So I'll show you. And it shows
Yeah.
the fucking guy's picture. Dude, my heart dropped when I seen that fucking picture. And I can just imagine the wife going like, bringing the phone down and looking at the fucking phone and going, I couldn't imagine. My heart would be in my ball sack. Bro, dude. And you know what's crazy? So that's not the first time, okay? Not with this couple, but I seen another one where they showed the lady was telling a story. No, it was the father and son. They were doing some repairs on the house, okay? And they were doing something where they took a picture, and when they took the picture, up in the vent, they could see a pair of eyes looking down
Yikes.
at them. So like if you Google like hiding in house stories, bro, there's quite a few. And I'm like, fuck, that's like people under the stairs times like 10 because
It is.
you know what I mean? It's like that shit is crazy.
Terrifying.
What was that case? There was a case where a guy kept hearing shit in his apartment and he set up a night vision camera and it was some chick.
Oh, climb down from on the refrigerator.
Yes.
I saw that.
Because she would like climb down from like this vent up in
Yeah.
the wall, and then she'd start rooting through the fridge, and then she would climb back on the counter and go up and leave. And it was like, what the fuck?
Dude,
The footage
that-
was so creepy because she looked like a hag.
Yeah, well, exactly.
my
So
God.
see, that's the kind of shit where I kind of put myself, fuck, like, what's the headspace of that person? Like,
I know.
what the fuck are they thinking that, like, they're lucky they don't fucking die. Like,
Yeah.
It's so crazy. So crazy. Yeah.
That is fucking terrifying.
It is. It's absolutely terrifying. It's one of the scariest fucking things I've ever
That is fucking awful.
but
Yeah.
I'll send you the video.
Yes.
And it is, holy shit, dude. It's fucking makes my skin crawl.
It's really creepy. I got one, and you probably know this case, but we were talking about things where if something happened to your kid,
Yeah.
right? Do you remember the case about Jeffrey Duchette?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you ever heard of Jeffrey Duchette?
No, I don't. The name doesn't ring a bell. But
Jeffrey
maybe-
Duchette was a karate teacher,
Okay.
and this was in the early 80s. He kidnapped one of his students and molested them,
Okay.
took them out of state, I believe. And then when he was caught, they brought him back, and he was being walked through the airport to face trial.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I know what you're talking. Okay, I've seen the video.
The dad at the phone
Yep,
booth?
on the phone booth. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And that guy, so basically for those who don't know, the news footage was showing Jeffrey Duchette being escorted through the airport by like detectives or FBI or something.
Yeah.
And then you see a guy in a baseball cap or a trucker cap turn from a phone, look like he was on the phone, he was faking it, and shoot him square in the head right in front of the cops and everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was Gary Plochet, the kid's dad. And
Vigilante justice.
vigilante justice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no fucking sympathy whatsoever. And he had, I think it was 7 years suspended, 5 years probation,
Mm-hmm.
because the jury and the judge were like,
Yeah,
what you did was wrong, but,
it was right.
Yes.
and I think at the very worst, he had to like pick up trash on the side of the road one Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was like, yes, I mean, you cannot fuck with someone's children.
Nope.
No.
And I'm telling you, some of the worst stories I've ever heard, and Brad too, like I said, I shared with him a couple of podcasts that I was like, you're never going to fucking believe this fucking story. And
Mm-hmm.
it's unthinkable. It's unthinkable
Well,
shit.
You know, it's crazy. Like, because that shit you were talking about people in the house, it's always freaked me out. And that was my creep show story that I wrote,
Yes, it was.
which is fucking crazy. I'll have to send this to you
Okay.
because it is like, it's fucking crazy. But where I used to live, at the old house,
Mhm.
you've been there.
Yeah.
Okay. House next door. Those are bigger houses. I think that was like a 5-bedroom house, but there's one guy lives there.
Mhm.
Okay. Older man. I came home one day and there was a police car in front of his house. And I was like, oh shit. Hope he's okay. And kind of hanging out. And then like they came out and he was like, his eyes were like fucking massive.
Dinner plates.
Yeah. Cops leave and he's just like, dude. A couple days prior, he came home. His back slider was open. And he was like, what the fuck? Went through the whole house, checked everything, and like, okay, no one's here. Locked everything up, went about his day. Cut to that morning. So he was out the night before, got home, locked up his house, and went to bed.
Mhm.
And then woke up to like the smell of like food. And when he went downstairs, there was like someone had made food and like went out the back door. So when he got home, there was someone in his house and he locked them in the house with him and they just stayed there all night.
Oh my God.
And that was like right next to us. And they were transients.
Yeah.
Cause like when we first moved into that track, those houses were frames like next to us. So they would go in there and they would chill.
Yeah.
And they just stayed.
Hmm.
And then because it was one guy, they thought no one lived there.
Yeah.
So they would just go inside. Because he's like, his house was literally like, it looked like a model home.
Yeah.
But he was like, this is fucking, he's like, we got to exchange information. That was the scariest fucking thing
Yeah.
ever. He's like, so I'm going to call you in the middle of the night because he knows
Yeah.
and I was like, absolutely, dude. Like,
Mhm.
absolutely. But talk about being on guard after that. Anytime a dog would bark, it's like,
oh geez. Yeah. You're like, what the fuck?
mhm.
So you talk about stories like that, like, so I talk about TikTok a lot, right?
Mhm.
But I see some fucking crazy videos, the Appalachian fucking videos on TikTok, dude. Dog. I mean, if you do the Google search and
Yeah.
your feed will be of Appalachian shit, and you're like, what the fuck goes on over there?
Mm-hmm.
The stories I hear, and I'm like, so this is not from the Appalachians, but I just came across a story on TikTok where these two girls are in the woods. I don't know where they're at, but they find this fucking hatch in the middle of the woods. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And they just pop it open, boom, and there's this plastic like lid that's on there, and you know, you can hear the echoing of it pulling it up. It's all boom. And then they look down as stairs, and they're kind of like yelling into it.
Fucking bunker.
And it's wet. And then I'm like I go right to the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going, okay, what do people know? Because they'll usually say, oh, that's blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't even think of this. So they're like, well, we're not going to go down there because we're too scared. But someone puts in the comments like, yeah, I wouldn't go down there without the proper PPE because of what they call a dead space.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of that. Like me and my kid brain, like I'm thinking as a kid, like, fuck yeah, I'm going down there and I'm going to go see what the fuck's there. Especially if there's a few of us.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like it's just like if you're in an abandoned building and there's stagnant water,
Mm-hmm.
like you do not want to go anywhere near that shit.
Absolutely.
So it's the same with this dead airspace. But when I saw the thing, I automatically thought, don't go down there because you're going to be pressing a button every 108 minutes. Like the fucking movies, like the show Lost.
Yeah.
They go down that fucking hatch. I'm like, dude, that just reminded me of Lost. You know, they get down, they find some weird fucking secret bullshit. So I was hoping the algorithm would take me back to maybe them discovering like what's down there.
Right.
But they go back, but they don't really do anything. And I'm like, I want to know what the fuck is down there.
Because clearly it was man-made.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
and it's out
Yeah.
in the middle of the fucking woods.
And that's terrifying.
That's horrible.
That
And,
sounds like a it sounds like a doomsday
like
bunker.
I'm legit. You know, it's deep. Well, you can see the bottom, but you hear it go like when they're pulling up that fuck, and you know it's like there's a tunnel.
That there's
There's something down there, and I'm like, well, why is that there?
enough for an echo.
Just like you know, Stranger Things is based off of some real event and some real spot, you know, and I didn't know that either. And that's wild to me too. And I'm, you know, it's shit like that that gets me excited and going, fuck, man. Like I wanted to go discover and explore some of this shit, you know?
You do, but you don't.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
it's one of those deals where I'll leave it to a YouTube rabbit hole. I'll keep studying up on it until I freak myself out.
Or you hear about these guys that discover caves in like the middle of nowhere, and then like some weird crazy shit happens, and like one guy, I think he was close to a base, I think, and he discovered some cave, and then all of a sudden he's gone and he's missing. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think his last video was on YouTube was him exploring that cave, and then all of a sudden he's just gone. Nobody knows where the fuck he's at.
Oh my God.
There was I was talking to you the other day about a Conspiracy Files episode I was listening to where this kid had just graduated. He went to a party. He got drunk a little bit, you know, but the next day he was driving home and he was on the phone with his folks because he kind of got lost. Car broke down or he hit something and was like, I'm on foot. But he had his parents on the phone and he was like talking while he was walking. And then he goes, oh shit. And then you don't hear anything else. And he didn't hang up, but they didn't hear anything. And to this day, he's never been found.
I think, you know, what's funny is I think I've seen a story. Is it like kind of wooded? Is it around a wooded area?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
water. He was by a river because they thought maybe he slipped
he's in the
and
water.
drowned.
Yeah. Okay,
And they said that even like cadaver dogs, they followed the scent to like a certain spot and then just stopped. They lost it right by the water.
That's wild.
And it's like there's no body.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing.
I-
He just became a non-entity. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, dude.
But the oh shit is what hangs over my
Yeah.
head
Like,
because
what the fuck did he see?
clearly he saw
Something.
something and just suddenly radio silence. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Or I think they were talking about it on a podcast the other day about, you know, the first nuclear bomb that went off, you know, and like how like they didn't know if it was going to blow up the whole damn country or I mean, it was the first one, you know what the fuck's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you hear about the eyes, people that watched it, their eyes fucking, you know,
Like exploded or melted or
well, one came up where there's two photographers that were videotaping this bat cave. And I guess this bat cave has like, I don't even know how many bats that come out at night, but it's like legit, like thousands and thousands of bats.
Okay.
Okay. And so they're videoing them, taking pictures. Well, they're kind of underneath like where they're coming out. And so when they're all coming out, the shit is just going all over them. Okay. And they die because of the bat shit is on
The guano,
the guano
is just so much.
It's so disease ridden because they're fucking bats. All they want to do is get video and pictures of these motherfuckers coming out of the cave.
That's unbelievable.
And I'm like, I want to go like search up the photos and see like I want to look more into it.
Last photos.
And that's kind of like
Just all these dots.
that's kind of
All
like
these glowing dots.
what like like The Hills Have Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's
yeah.
based off a fucking true story.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm thinking like I want to know where this shit was.
Yeah.
I want to know where did they live? Like I want to go film that. That's one thing for me. It's hard. Is like I like being behind the camera versus in front of the camera.
Mhm.
Okay.
In front of the camera, I kind of
Same.
get.
Both of us. All of us.
I kind of go like I'm like and I stutter over my words, and I'm kind of like I can't compose myself like I want to.
Mm-hmm.
But behind it, I can tell you the visual, and I can in text I can kind of tell you what's going on.
Right. Right.
But I need to get more comfortable where I can be like, yeah, blah blah blah.
We all do, sadly.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself, yeah, I'll start doing that more. And then I go, I start shooting something and I go, dude, I look horrible. This is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? I'm not a good story. And you know what it is? I told one story on TikTok and then I had people going, dude, get to the story already or hurry the fuck up. And I think that's what made me like go, oh yeah, I'm not good at this.
Are you serious?
So, and I even changed, cause I told you like a lot of people hate their own voice. hearing their own voice.
Of course.
So I even had that silly like voiceover where I sound silly.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe that might help a little bit. It helped me film it and video it, and I shouldn't even look at the comments, but people were like, dude, you're taking forever to tell a damn story. Which when I get excited about something, sometimes I do, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I go, look, I don't do this every fucking day. I just decided to fucking
No,
do
but
it.
when you get off on a tangent, we've been sitting here for 3 hours.
And yeah, so like it was about the Goonies house. It was about when Bayman just bought the Goonies house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a story about his best friend buying next door and how they're going to fix it up. And I was like super stoked.
That's so cool.
And I was like, made it into like 2-3 parts. And then I could just see the people, the trolls on there going,
of
like,
course.
oh, you're taking forever. And I was like, fuck you. I haven't seen,
Nope.
I scroll on your shit. And what are you putting? Fucking
Mhm.
cat videos?
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude.
Fuck
like,
them.
I don't know, like us being behind the mic, I can do this all day. It's easy.
Right.
At first, I'm not gonna lie. The first couple, I was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable.
Mhm.
But
So are we.
once the flow starts going and
Exactly. This is
the juices,
I don't even see this.
yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So-
I don't see the mics.
No, and
We're just talking.
we're just
Yeah.
bullshitting, and
Yeah.
you get into the conversation and let it carry you.
Because anytime like it veers into paranormal or scary shit, I'm just like, I don't want to stop.
I know.
Because oh God, I'm still thinking about the fucking picture.
I want to
The
see it
girl,
right now.
The,
yeah.
that
We'll
she took,
have
yeah.
to, right now if we're
Yeah, because it's like, why? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
you're gonna legit, dude. It's
I'm
I'm telling you, my skin crawled when I saw
Yeah.
it. And even like I was showing my wife, I was like, hey, she was like, no fucking way. She was like, I couldn't. She's like, and I was all, I can't. And I'm a man. Like,
Yeah,
my first instinct was to be able to fucking run too and get my gun or get what,
Absolutely.
or get the fuck out of the house and call the cops,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because this he looked like a scary guy from a scary movie. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm placing myself in that scenario. I'm like, I gotta fucking
wait
get all
till you
my
see
kids.
wait till you
and,
see
like-
his face. Like you see his face and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I did find crazy vent
Oh,
lady.
yeah, see, that's fuck, dude. She looks like she's got a mental hospital.
She does. She's got this old hag
Bro,
look.
you imagine seeing that?
And to just see her spider down from a fucking vent.
You hear a noise, you're like barely waking up. You're like, what the fuck's going on? And then what the fuck? Like,
Oh my God.
They always say that. Like, I always want to experience seeing a ghost, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some people are like, no, I don't want to see no fucking ghost.
Yeah.
I go, don't get me wrong. Like, it could scare the fuck out of me.
Absolutely.
But I just want to be able to.
Is this him?
No, it's not him.
Okay.
Don't look it up. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
You gotta watch the
All right.
video. The video,
There's a video?
So it's a video of somebody telling about the story.
Okay.
But it builds it.
Okay.
So that's what makes it better at the end, because the way
that's
the lady's
perfect.
like talking about it,
Yeah.
and then boom, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll show it to you right
Yeah.
now.
Have you ever heard of the Lake Elsinore Naval Academy?
I swear I've heard something about that. I think
It's
maybe
at the
you guys
base
have
of
talked-
that's the base of the Ortega Highway in Lake Elsinore.
Oh, you know what? I think so. I think my aunt has talked about that.
Okay.
She was at March Air Force Base, so I think I've heard her say something about that. That's why when you said it sounds
Yeah. Yeah, because like I know back in the 30s, Bela Lugosi Jr. went to school there,
yeah.
and during like it had to be like maybe 2000, between like maybe 2003, 2005, maybe. We decided to go over there one night
Uh-huh.
and go in, and this place is probably 7, 8 stories, maybe
Really?
more.
Okay.
Probably 200-300 rooms.
This is getting into like a Tales from the Fog.
Yeah, and it is, but then like the ending is just like, if I had to shit, I would have when we got out of there.
Oh.
So it's Tales from the Fog.
Well, you be the judge. I'm gonna say no, but
Oh.
so we go in
Mhm.
to this place, and it's fucking insane because it's like the hallways are like super small, and the rooms are really small, and like this place was fucking crazy.
Okay.
And it was all the windows like were boarded up and shit. Some of them were, ripped off where, people were getting in and shit, kids dicking around doing what they do. They had like it had a basement and shit. And we go into the basement and we're looking all over the place. We're fucking seeing crazy shit in there. There was one room that someone had fucking cut out. And these kids did it that went to school there. They were cutting out magazines from the 60s
Mm-hmm.
and gluing them up all over the place.
Even,
So
creepy vibes already.
very
with that.
such-
But then
nine.
people were going through and fucking coloring the eyes
Oh,
white,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like it was crazy.
Sure.
So we go through almost this whole place.
Mhm.
Okay. And this is wintertime. So it's pretty fucking cold. And there was like me, and it was crazy. It was my friend
Mm-hmm.
and then another friend. So I think there was 3 of us the first time we went.
Okay.
And no cameras, no like that. It was just exploration.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Flashlights, and of course, and we're just like going through this place. We're in there for probably an hour and a half. There's one point we even sat down having a smoke break inside there, tripping out because it's like this place is crazy. And we were like, let's just be quiet, see if we can hear anything.
Yeah.
And we didn't hear anything. It was all right. We're the outside, the elements outside,
Yeah.
cars and bullshit like that. So we're in there for probably 2 hours, and it's well after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And we get up and we're leaving, it's like, fucking, all right, cool. It was cool. We'll get out. We're walking down the driveway. We're probably maybe 5 feet, 10 feet from the place.
Mm-hmm.
And the loudest fucking bang from the inside and a fucking dude screaming.
Whoa.
Oh. Dude.
And you talk about run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ran like
Mhm.
fucking fast. Cause I'm like, he's coming.
Yeah.
The bang would freak me out, but the screaming would fucking
The scream is what did it.
would make me like
The bang got my attention. The scream said, leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we got to the street, getting in our car, we could see him
what the fuck?
because he had power in there. He had his own power that was ran in there.
Mm.
So, cut to a year later, we go back.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a groundskeeper there.
Okay.
We asked the groundskeeper, can we go back in there? And he was like, no, I can't let you back in there. They hired me specifically for that. We're like, oh, okay, no worries. Can we go back in?
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine. So he lets us in. But then he tells us a story of how there was a mother and a son living in there
Uh-huh.
when he got there. The son was like kind of special needs.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
The mother was like elderly. but they ran power from the street, like the pole, down to the house. And they were living in that place for 2 years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were hiding from us because he said they were hiding from him when they went there.
Yeah.
And they found him when they were cleaning. You know, they were in there because they were gonna restore this place.
Yeah.
And holy shit, like that was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But we did go back, you know, several times. Like, and there's shit I'll talk about not on this, believe it or not,
Sure.
just because of like, you know, some weird shit happened up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that place, I'll have to show you pictures of that place because it's fucking terrifying.
No shit.
Yeah, it's scary. It's a
Yeah.
scary fucking place. And like I said, after the fact, I was like, I think I would have rather experienced a ghost
Of course.
than that.
Yeah.
You know? And I was always like, what? He's obviously, I was thinking, you know, he's not in his right mind. You know? And as,
Well, now you know he wasn't.
yeah,
For sure.
exactly. And because like, well, I'm not going to call the police because, I mean, we're doing something
You're
wrong. too.
trespassing. Yeah.
I'm not,
Yep.
you know, I'm not, what, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so it was crazy, man. That I hadn't thought about that story in years until you told me about the fucking cold chill that went up my spine when you said that.
Dude.
Because it's like we were in there for 2 hours with them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the crazy part is like,
I hate it.
like how knowing you were in there the whole time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
motherfuckers were just hiding. But
Yeah.
but the crazy part is like you still had
Yeah.
and you shouldn't be scared.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you're still gonna
Terrified.
fucking be scared.
Terrified.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You bring it in the hopes not to need it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And then you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? When I heard the scream, that was the furthest thing from my mind.
Right?
Sure.
The only
because-
thing was like,
Get the
go.
fuck out of
Oh,
here.
you're,
That was it.
your brain goes into white noise. You're just like,
Yeah.
flight.
Yeah. No, it's fucking, oh, dude, it's crazy. And it's like, I put that story right up there with his burn barrel story.
Mm.
Cause like that shit.
You think that story's scarier than your school one
Yes.
out of the two? Your two. I'm just talking
right
your
now.
two
These two,
stories.
no, the guy at the school fucking terrified me.
Yeah, to me
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
bleh.
Because, you know, we saw him, you know, at the beginning. You know what I mean? We didn't see these guys.
True.
You
Yeah,
know, and like we were like right on jump, like we want to get the fuck out of there. But there was also that young morbid curiosity of like, what the fuck is he doing here?
yeah.
You know,
And then you
so-
were chased.
and we were chased.
But this one was more of the bomb under the table kind of story.
Yeah.
You didn't realize you
Well, because it was so quiet in
something
there.
was.
It was so quiet in this building.
I kind of want to know what the bang was then.
Yeah.
It was him. He was banging something in there, like through, because the floors were all concrete,
Okay.
like where we were at. Like the
Yeah.
floor was concrete, and it was crazy. They had a piano in there, but it was like destroyed, like rotten.
Uh huh.
But you could still go pluck the.
The wires.
Yeah, and so one of my buddies was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a piss," and then like this motherfucker starts plucking it.
That
Of
bastard.
course.
So hearing it echo through the halls, I was like, "That's pretty creepy, dude. Like that's pretty fucking scary."
Well, you know, I hear people tell about ghost stories and stuff, strange stuff happening, and
Yeah.
you always like because you know, if I believe it, but I don't believe it. It's kind of like I have to see it or
Sure.
hear it to believe it, right? I saw this thing where Jack Osborne was talking about his shows and you know the ghost stuff that he's done,
Yeah.
and he was doing somebody's podcast, and he said he's all, you know what, I experienced quite a few like scary things, like stuff that I thought I would never experience. Don't know if that's true what he's saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, I've seen some of the shows or whatever, and you know a lot of stuff is exaggerated, right?
Sure.
It is for the show,
Absolutely.
but I guarantee you there's stuff that's happened, you know what I mean, that really happened, and you want to believe that, but you kind of don't until you actually experience it yourself.
Of course.
Mhm.
So part of me is like, I'm probably never going to experience anything like that because I believe.
Yeah.
And it's usually the ones that don't that are the ones that fucking that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and don't get me wrong. Like, if I do experience a ghost, hopefully it's a cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hopefully it ain't like some like creepy fool. You know, like
the entity.
Yeah.
or what's that? There's a movie I've been wanting to watch that everyone talks about. That's fucking. It's called The Chair. You ever heard about this movie?
No.
No, dude. So it's, I guess this guy died in the chair, and he fucking like comes back in the chair, and he's like, I don't know the whole story, but they're trying not to spoil it for people, but they're saying it's creepy as fuck. And the way the guy looks coming back in this chair. So I kind of want to know. So I need to watch this
God.
shit. But
A new
Yeah.
movie?
I don't know if it's new to me because I'm barely hearing about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you know, you hear movie, like I go down the rabbit hole movie talk, and people were just talking about all these different movies, and I heard that's
Yeah.
the hype. That
The
was
Chair.
Yeah, it's called The Chair.
So when you were out like running around cemeteries and shit, and you're doing this, you do it at night as well, too, right? I mean,
So majority of the time, it's daytime.
okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I have been to cemeteries at nighttime, but
Yeah.
I won't film because I don't know. It's to me, I'm kind of like, I'm just kind of being in the atmosphere and kind of like getting the spooky vibe. So I haven't really filmed. I think I filmed one thing at night, but I don't think I haven't posted it.
Okay.
But I kind of want to get in the spooky like aspect of it and kind of be in the moment at
Yeah.
that time, because it's night and it's really just,
Instead
I don't know,
of
it's a
living
different
through a
vibe.
lens.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah,
You know?
it is. Absolutely is.
But don't get me wrong, like I've seen shows, like there's one called A Haunting
Okay.
where they have an episode where there's some website and it's 2 or 3 different states where they go and they tell you a dare to go do. And I think the episode I remember the episode's called Day Trippers, or Day Trippers, I think, something trippers.
Okay.
But it's called A Haunting, and they go to some cemetery in like Wisconsin, and the dare is to sit on this mausoleum,
Oh,
and
boy.
I guess you'll get pushed off, and these 3 kids go, and one guy doesn't even know anything about the dare, and he gets fucking pushed off.
Oh, wow.
So
It's crazy.
yeah,
He's your what do they call it? Your control experiment.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
the one who doesn't know anything and
Jeez.
helps validate them.
I'll tell you what, so there's a cemetery in Brownsville, Texas, and it's super old. Don't know how old it is, but like there's parts where you go down and it's all mausoleums,
Mm.
but big mausoleums, and it's just a row.
Mm.
I went down there at like 2 a.m, dude, and it's creepy. Didn't even want to get out of the car.
Yeah.
That's how creepy it is. You know what I mean? That's kind of vibe. It's like, you know, during the day, people eating pizza and
Yeah.
fucking yoga,
Yeah.
but at night, fuck, dude, that's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Different vibe.
Because you've heard of goat yoga.
Goat yoga?
Goat.
Yeah. Goat yoga.
Where
What the hell is
a
goat?
goat sits on your back or stands on your back
Yep. This is
while you're
goat,
doing yoga.
ghost yoga, where a ghost squeezes your butt.
Mm-hmm. Same kind of deal.
Okay.
Or your whatever it wants to squeeze.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Talk about pumping the brakes. Wow. Holy shit. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm always fascinated by that shit. You know,
Same.
I could talk about that ghost shit all the fucking time. Like,
Yeah.
it's terrifying. I never experienced this shit, but it's like my brother and sister, when we lived, they I believe it was like around the Bellflower here in California area.
Mhm.
And there was this closet in between their bedrooms, but they didn't have access to it. You could get access to it from the hall. So it was like a hall closet.
Oh, so
Okay,
it,
but-
it wasn't like a pass through.
It wasn't a pass through.
Okay.
Okay, so my aunt, well, I guess was sleeping in there one night, and next morning went out and was just like, what the fuck were you guys doing in the room next door? She's like, what? It's like, it sounded like you guys were counting money. It's like, what?
Mhm.
And when they said that, I guess my dad was like, uh-oh. So apparently this was like a thing in this house to where there was something in that closet that was counting its money. And you could hear it like talking, and like you could hear change stacking. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I was never in that house. Or like, no, I was like, thank Christ. Like, thank God. And that was in Bellflower. And it's like, what's crazy is I'll drive by it. Like when I go down there, because there's this restaurant that we go to that's fucking amazing. Because you talk about being a foodie. It's like, there's a place, Chris and Pitt's Barbecue.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so like we used to go to that one all the time when I was a kid. So we'll drive by it and I know that house is there. And it's just like, holy shit. I wonder if that thing is still in there counting its money.
Scrooge McDuck.
Well, you're hearing my voice again. So, these two candidates for Love on the Spectrum screwed up again. Please come back for the third and final episode next week.